Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel and to our fake podcast. My name is Maile, if you're new here.
Me llamo Eric. ¿Cómo está?
And that's Eric, who's choosing to speak Spanish right now for some reason.
Sí.
What are you doing? Ay, ay, ay.
I'm showing the people my educated background. I took 8 years of Spanish in college.
He sure did. All right. Well, if you are new here, it's off to a great start already. Welcome to our fake podcast, episode number 4.
Cuatro. Sí.
Oh my gosh. Episode number 4, we think. It may be 4. Honestly, we don't know because this is a fake podcast. We don't post it on any actual podcast platforms. We just occasionally chat with each other to the camera so I can use these fun, fancy microphones that I love.
The real reason because you want to hold my microphones.
They're just so fun, and I love them so much. Eric has real podcasts, if you don't know. That's why he has this fancy equipment that I steal from time to time to do our fake podcast. And like I said, welcome. Today, we have a very exciting episode in store. I feel like I'm shouting into the mic. Whew, I need to calm down. I'm just too excited. If you can't tell by my shirt or the title what we are talking about today, Scrimpy, what is the topic?
El mundo de Walt Disney.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to talk Spanish the entire...
Only when I feel like it. And that was correct. The world of Walt Disney.
All
Walt
right.
Disney World.
Today, we are talking all things Disney because we are Disney adults. And
Okay.
we're Disney adults.
I reject that title. You can lean into it if you want.
And as per usual, we have basically planned nothing about this discussion. We are just going to...
Vibe.
We're just vibes. So maybe we should start out...
Maybe a little Espanol as well.
Oh, can't wait. Let's talk about, set the scene, about our first trips to Disney World. We talk about World specifically. I've been to Land once when I was like 2 years old. I don't really remember it. You've never been to Land, have
Nope.
you? So we are diehard Disney World people. Pretty expert level, I would say. Wouldn't you say? Expert level?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are certainly in the top 90%. Wait, top 10%. Flip it.
Yeah. I was like, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
90th percentile. That's what I was trying.
we go quite a lot, and we both enjoy it. I love it more than Eric, but he goes with me, and he really enjoys it and loves it. So I think probably one of the reasons I love it more than you is because it's way more nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
I grew up going to Disney. My first trip to Disney was when I was like 7. We went with, I was an only child at this point in my life. That's not
She
true.
says wistfully, shout out Jack and Tatum.
That's not true. Jack was actually born, but he wasn't on that trip. Or was he? Was he on that trip?
Don't take babies to Walt Disney World.
I think Jack was on that trip. Actually, I don't remember. It may have just been me. Who's to say? I think it was just me. I think Jack stayed behind. Anyway, sorry, Jack. We went with some of our family friends, and we stayed at the Grand Floridian. Bougie, I know. And it was just like the most magical experience. Like, I remember so many things from that trip. It just solidified Disney in my brain as the most magical place on earth as a child. And we went back a couple years later with just my mom, dad, my brother, and I. That was amazing. That was 2002, the year of the slogan, Ears to You, 2002. And I will always remember that in my brain. My mom scrapbooked all my growing up years. And so we have like specific Disney scrapbooks of our Disney trips. We went all the time. We've gone on multiple full Hopkins family Disney trips. And my grandpa in Tulsa is the biggest Mickey Mouse fan on the
Shout
face
out
of
to
the
Paul.
planet. So Disney is a huge part of my life. I've grown up going. I love it. It is just the quintessential childhood memes for me. So that's my Disney past. What about you?
I grew up poor. No.
Oh my gosh.
My mom won a raffle at the mall.
Really?
We had to pay for airfare, but everything else was covered.
I did
Yeah,
not know that.
That's the only reason I got to go to Walt
oh
Disney World
my
as a kid.
gosh. I had no idea. That's so cool.
Yeah, so she won a raffle
Wow.
where we got like, I think 5 days at the Orlando Days Inn and tickets to Walt Disney World.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I didn't go though. I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah, you were an older kid.
And we went with.
Oh, by the way, sorry if you can hear our laundry in the background. That's life.
This
Deal
is a
with it.
professional channel.
Like I said, it's not a real podcast. It's a fake podcast.
So we went with, it was me, my brother, my mom, and my dad, and then my aunt, uncle, and cousin went. And my mom, dad, and brother did a lot more of the Orlando stuff. Like they went to SeaWorld, they did, but I stayed in the park with my cousin, my aunt, and uncle, and did all the different parks. Animal Kingdom was open by that point. So yeah, it was fine. It was fun. My family was very big into theme parks. But much more in line with like Six Flags,
like roller coaster, like thrill rides.
Yeah, the thrill ride
yeah,
kind
that
of stuff.
makes sense.
And
that's
so
not Disney has that, but that's not super Disney.
Even the stuff, and this is not me knocking Disney, they know what they are and they lean into it. Even the like thrill rides that Disney has are pretty mid-tier compared to thrill rides in general.
Yeah, I would agree.
But that's not what they want to be. They don't want to do thrill rides.
Exactly.
So like stuff like Space Mountain and the Rock and Roller Coaster and stuff were really fun, but all the other stuff, like It's a Small World and a lot more of the
Peter
iconic
Pan.
attractions. We didn't even do Peter Pan because the wait was so long. The more iconic attractions we were all just kind of let down by because we were expecting what we were acclimated to in terms of theme parks. So
interesting.
It was a fun time though. Had a good time.
Eric's a little stuffy if you can't tell from the way he's
my
talking,
voice
but
and my demeanor.
So that's our Disney background, and we've gone multiple times as adults. You've gone on a Hopkins family 35-person Disney World trip.
One and only one.
It was so fun. I love it.
It was my second time to Disney ever, was with that massive group of people.
We really enjoy going to Disney as adults, just ourselves, because we enjoy the rides. We don't do characters. We
don't buy Mickey ears.
But we love the food. The food and the drinks are definitely like our top reason we love Disney. So what are like your top 2 favorite restaurants at Disney? Either quick service or maybe one quick service, one table.
I still think what's the name of it? It's it's in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. It's
Hacienda de San Angel.
Yes. That is probably still my top sit-down place.
I had to acquire our co-host, Esme, who frequents the podcast because she can't stand when we're sitting down and talking to a camera and not paying attention to her. So here she is. Would you like to say anything? Nope, she doesn't. So top 2 favorite places to eat. You were saying.
So Hacienda de San Angel in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. The history of it's so cool, and kind of the founder and owner of it, and it's not like really owned by Disney, like they just operate on property, and the food was incredible and the service was really, really good. So I love that place. In terms of a quick service spot, I'm trying to think of a quick service spot that I really like the food at.
Oh, I know a quick service spot. Not for food, but for something else. But that's my answer, not yours.
Yeah. Even though I'm not a big fan of the land in and of itself, Andy's Lunchbox is a really good quick service spot for food.
So good. The tots,
homemade Pop-Tarts and the tater
Pop-Tarts.
tots and stuff. Yeah, all that. It's really good, kind of quick, easy, comforty food, but it's always freaking busy. So,
but as long as you mobile order, then it's totally fine. It's hard to find a table.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can't sit down. But
okay, I would say my favorites. My favorite dining. Oh, that's so hard.
I know your answer.
What? 50s prime time?
Yak and Yeti.
Yeah, I don't think it's Yak and Yeti. I love Yak and Yeti.
That's your one, like, we have to spot.
No, in Animal Kingdom, I have a we have to spot in multiple places, Crimpy. I think for nostalgia, 50s prime time.
They changed so much. It's not even the same thing as when you were a kid.
I know, that's true.
It's
they used to go so hard when we were kids. Yak and Yeti, yeah, probably.
I knew it. And she can't stand that I knew what her answer was.
I don't care. I don't freaking care. Okay, my favorite quick service is what's it called in Pandora?
Pongu Pongu.
Pongu Pongu to get
party.
the Night Blossom drink.
Yes.
Is that what it's called? Night Blossom?
Yes.
That is the best beverage I've ever had.
Yeah. There's a virgin version that I forget the name of that, but the Night Blossom is the one with the alcohol. The way they serve it though, they make you just the non-alcoholic version and they just pour rum on top of it. And there's be sure to stir it.
And there's boba in the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, it's so freaking good. They give it to you in a fat straw. I love that place. Also, a couple more honorable mentions maybe about food before we move on. The frozen chai in Animal Kingdom. There is a cart, kind of catty corner to Yak and Yeti. That is the only place on Disney property you can get a frozen Joffrey's chai. And it is the greatest thing in the entire universe. I always get one every time we go.
Mm-hmm.
What other food things do we want to shout out?
The restaurant in Polynesian, their brunch is very good.
With the Tonga toast.
Yes. Oga's Cantina is good
Yeah.
for drinks.
And atmosphere. Oga's
yeah.
Cantina in Galaxy's Edge is just worth going in for the ambiance even. The fuzzy tauntaun drink is incredible. I'm like dying to make my mother try that when we go. And actually, my mom and I are going to Disney for our makeup trip.
Next month.
Less than a month now away, which is so exciting.
What's the name? Sleepy Hollow? Is that where you got your waffles?
No, that's actually... Oh, yeah. No, it is in Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, you're right.
Thanks.
In Magic Kingdom, the quick service... That's my favorite quick service place to get food. It's the greatest thing ever. That's basically a waffle covered in Nutella, strawberries and bananas, and then folded taco style. It is incredible. The best breakfast ever. I would say one of our favorite food things to do is there's always a festival going on in Epcot, just like eating around the world. We love that. The best thing I've ever eaten around the world, well, there are two things I can think of. During Food and Wine Festival, I'm pretty sure, was that in France when we had the brie bowl,
Oh, yeah.
the bowl of cheese in a bread bowl. That is the greatest thing I've eaten around the world. But also in Flower and Garden time, which I'm so excited to go back with my mom because we'll get to eat this, is the frushi in the Japanese pavilion or
Yeah,
China pavilion.
Japanese.
It's one of the two Asian pavilions. They have fruit sushi and it's so yummy. They call it frushi.
One, I forget which, it may have been the Brazil stand. There was like some regional specific margarita drink that I remember getting. It was like, holy crap. And so I think it was the Brazil. It was like a mix between a Brazilian limeade and a margarita.
Wasn't it like jalapeno though or something?
Maybe. But I just remember it being incredible.
In the Africa, we could talk about this forever, but one more, the Africa pavilion. Well, that's not a real pavilion.
In Animal Kingdom?
No.
You mean Morocco?
No. In Epcot, the little hut that's not, Africa's not a real pavilion, but they have a little stand over there for food. They have a spiked root beer float. Don't you remember that? That was freaking good as crap. So we could talk on and on and on and on and on about the food of Disney. I will say one last food hot take that we both agree on.
They're
is
disgusting. They're awful.
Everyone loves and raves, like viral raves,
You all are crazy.
about the spring rolls right outside of Adventureland and Magic Kingdom. Yes, there's a spring roll cart where you can get pizza spring rolls, burger spring rolls. I think they do different ones too. I think there's maybe like a Philly cheesesteak one or
Maybe
something.
those are good. We only did the pizza and
Oh
the
my
cheeseburger.
gosh.
They
And
were
everyone
disgusting.
raved about them, said they were the greatest things they had ever tried. We tried both of them and they were disgusting. We hated them. We do not get the hype over the spring rolls.
Yeah.
And Eric eats anything. Like Eric likes every kind of
thought they were
food.
gross.
He thought they were gross. Like that is
We got beef
telling
with
you
some of our other
something.
local Disney people, the Reeses, who love them. And they think
yeah.
we're
Shout out to
crazy.
Steve and Sharon
and we think they're
who
crazy.
are wrong about the spring rolls. So, but that is like, I've not heard anyone else with that opinion. So
Yeah.
I almost wondered, did we get a bad batch or something? I really don't think so. 'Cause it was the flavors. It wasn't
when we
even,
saw people eating them and raving
Ugh.
about them. Even me,
They
even
look
garbage
disgusting.
disposal, I saw it and was like, I don't understand how that can't just be a tube of grease.
Yeah, it's
the
icky.
pepperoni pizza one
It's icky.
specifically.
so anyway, that's food, which we could go on and on and on about, but we won't. What are some of your favorite rides, Scrimpy? What you always have to do?
The rides that I always have to do.
Mine are It's a Small World,
Ugh.
Peter Pan,
Eh.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, absolutely love, have to do, Tower of Terror,
Tur.
Tur. If you're a cousin, you know that. Burr Bear and Tur.
You're forgetting one that you.
The Safari in Animal Kingdom. Slinky Dog. I love Slinky Dog.
You
What
got
else?
a lot of must rides.
I do. I really do. Haunted Mansion.
Rise of Resistance is another one for you.
Oh, Rise of Resistance is definitely one for me. I can't wait to take my mom on that one. What am I forgetting?
No, Rise of Resistance was the one. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
like you're not saying one that.
What about you? Those are just the ones off the top of my head. Winnie the Pooh, you know.
Probably Space Mountain. I really like that one.
Oh, and the Frozen ride. Sorry, I had to throw that in. That's like my number one must do. I love that one. Space Mountain, you said?
Yeah, Space Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
Tower Terror is a big one that I really enjoy.
Rock and Roller Coaster's on my list of must do too.
My ride list is pretty short, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I don't really go to Disney for the rides. If I want a ride trip, I'm gonna make Maile take me to Universal.
Which we love Universal too.
And
their rides are superior.
Okay.
Yes,
it's
true.
I was
No,
gonna.
there's no
hedge a bit,
debating
but
it.
yeah.
Once you ride Velocicoaster, you realize like there's no ride at Disney anywhere near that.
Yeah. So yeah, I really enjoy the rides. I enjoy going on a lot of the rides that you enjoy on. But for me, like the waiting for a lot of those rides, especially with like the new Genie system and all that stuff, like it's just I would rather be doing a lot of the more fun experiential things than standing in a line waiting to go on a ride. Yeah. If I'm in Disney.
I thought of one that I think is on your must-do list now is Guardians. You loved Guardians.
It was fun. I had a good time.
Okay.
Everest. I really like the Everest.
Oh yeah,
roller
we
coaster.
love Everest. It's been closed the past 2 times we were there. We didn't ride it.
I like a lot of the older rides,
Yeah,
like the
me
older
too.
roller coasters specifically. So yeah, Big Thunder Mountain. I really like.
Yes.
I like that, but I don't really like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Cart.
I love Seven Doors Mine Train. Love, love, love it.
But anyway.
So, I feel like one of our Disney hot takes that we could go on and on and on about is characters. Because when we see a character out and about,
I mean, yeah, we
run the other way
with them. I don't.
You don't get as creeped out
Yeah,
as I do.
Much like anything else, I don't begrudge people who enjoy it.
Oh,
It's
neither
just
do
not
I.
for me.
I totally don't begrudge people who enjoy it. If that's for you, go for it. Like, I think that's awesome. The Disney magic, whatever. It just, like, skeeves me out. Like, it gives me the ick so hardcore. And that's funny. I think if we ever do have children and take them to Disney, I will love the character part. And I loved characters as a kid. It's just the fact that I'm an adult and I'm going to another adult who's in costume as a character. It's just, like, I just can't help but break the fourth wall. Like, I cannot get over it, you know?
Yeah, I want to go offer them a bottle of water because I'm sure they're tired and thirsty.
And I want to know, like, all the tea behind the scenes. Like, I want to ask them, like, hey, what's it actually
That's
like?
the difference between us. Do you need anything? Tell me everything.
Give me all the goss. So, do we have any other Disney hot takes besides spring rolls?
I think I have a lot more hot takes than you. But
Okay, well, let's maybe talk about Disney adults and why you think we're not Disney adults and I think we are Disney adults.
Okay.
So first of all, Disney adults, if you don't know, get a bad rep as adults that go all out for Disney World, buy the merch, buy the t-shirts, wear the ears, love Disney, get so much joy out of it, and don't have any children along with them when they go. And I think that there is a scale of Disney adults, okay? I think there are very reasonable Disney adults, and I think that goes all the way up to the Disney adults that are part of like Disney insider biker gangs and crazy stuff that goes on inside the parks that I don't condone. Like, I think there's a scale of Disney adult, and we are probably on the more like low-key reasonable side. Like I said, we don't wear Disney ears. We definitely have merch, but it's just like t-shirts, you know? We don't do character meet and greets. We're not super hardcore about it, but we love it. So I think we qualify as Disney adults for sure. Now, what's your rebuttal to that, Scrimp? Because I know you've got one.
I mean, my thing is like you said, we don't do the character meet and greets. We don't buy the ears. I feel like outside of the first year we went, just the two of us, we don't buy that much merch. Like,
have you met me? I buy so much
merch,
merch, honey. I am all Disney merched out. I'm more of a Disney adult than you.
I mean, facts. But I think, and this may just be for me. This may be more of a discussion of why you're a Disney adult and I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy going to Disney for the very specific experiences that it can provide to make a vacation enjoyable. The fact that it's Disney has nothing to do with that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like,
yeah, I'm completely the opposite.
Like,
so
yeah, like Epcot provides really good food, really good drinks. If the Disney name was nowhere to be found near that exact same establishment, I would get just as much joy from going there as I currently do.
Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting.
And so I think that's the distinction between like a capital D, capital A Disney adult and somebody that enjoys going to Disney
going to
as an
Disney.
adult
Yeah.
is, are you going just because it is Disney World or it is
Right.
Disneyland and you get joy out of going into that environment and that space and seeing that world? Or are you going because there are experiences and things that you enjoy about the place, but if it didn't have the Disney branding, you would still gain just as much joy out of the experience?
No, that makes total sense. Okay, what about out of all the 4 parks, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and Animal Kingdom, which one is your favorite and which one is your least favorite and why?
I would
I'm
say
just coming up with these
You're doing
questions
great.
off the top of my head. Wow.
I would say Epcot is my favorite. Once again, just because of the food, the drink,
Yeah.
the environment.
So
It's
much to do.
very cool. And honestly, half of Epcot.
Yeah, like we
World
don't-
Showcase is where I want to be.
Yeah. Magic
My
Kingdom.
least favorite park, Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Why is your least favorite park Magic Kingdom?
There's
Because
just
it's all nostalgia and
the
you don't connect to
fewest-
that.
Yeah, the fewest amount of things for me
Yeah.
there. If I had to rank them right now,
Mm-hmm.
it would be Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and then Magic Kingdom at the bottom.
Interesting. Very
Because
interesting.
back when Hollywood Studios would have been high on my list, it was
Yeah.
because of the rides and those type
Yeah.
of things that you can do there. Whereas Animal Kingdom has much better food, much better experiences. Because I would consider like something like the safari isn't a ride; it's an experience.
Yeah,
that you can
no, I
have.
agree.
And so that's why Hollywood Studios has gone down, because while the
Interesting.
rides there are fun, and also it may have something to do with the fact that like my love affair with Star Wars has like
It's kind of diminished.
lessened over
Yeah.
the years, and so Galaxy's Edge is less of a like, holy crap, we have to go do that kind of thing.
I just
So-
love Galaxy's Edge because of the depth of the theming. I just think it's such a magical feat to look at and enjoy. Like, it's not even so much about I love Star Wars so much,
Yeah.
because I don't. It's just about how incredibly transformed
See,
that area is.
and I absolutely would have agreed with you, and I don't want to turn this into a this versus that discussion,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the way Universal did Hogwarts and Hogsmeade,
Yeah.
or in Diagon Alley specific, like that level outshines Galaxy's Edge by a lot, in my opinion.
And see,
Like,
I disagree with you, but we're not going to get into that debate today.
next time, the next podcast,
Yeah, no.
Universal versus Disney.
So if I had to rank
Yeah, what's your ranking?
the 4 parks, since you did,
You had so much time to think about it.
I really think,
Can I guess?
yeah,
I would say Hollywood Studios number 1.
you're right. Yeah, I'm shocked you got that.
The next
I
three,
know.
though, are,
I know.
because I think ultimately Animal Kingdom has the Chai and Yak and Yeti, and the Safari if we can make it happen.
Love the Safari.
But like the day that we did all 4 parks in a single day for your birthday, Animal Kingdom we spent the least amount of time in.
because we weren't strategic about it, not because I didn't want to do stuff at Animal
But I
Kingdom.
think the nostalgia for Magic Kingdom will forever keep it high on your list.
Okay, you want me to tell you what
Yeah.
it actually is? Hollywood Studios, number 1. Epcot, number 2.
Yep.
Animal Kingdom,
Okay.
number 3.
Magic Kingdom at the
Magic
bottom.
Kingdom. But
Wild.
but you have to understand,
Nostalgia's
I
dead.
adore each one of these parks. But in terms of where I want to spend the majority of my time,
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios is number 1 for me. I feel like Hollywood Studios has always been number 1 for me. It's always had a special place in my heart. I've been a Tower of Terror stan. Tower of Terror girl. I have loved Hollywood Studios before it was transformed into all the amazingness that it is today. Like, I have always loved it, even as a kid. I love Epcot for the food, but like you said, we really only enjoy half that park. Now, the half of the park that we do enjoy is worth it. Like, that's huge on my list. I love Animal Kingdom, and I think it's so underrated. I love the Safari. I love the Yeti ride. I love all the food. I love the Pandora ride, not Flight of Passage. I freaking hate that ride. That's probably my least favorite ride in Disney.
Navi River
But the
Journey.
Navi River Journey, I love that ride, and I feel like it's underrated. Like, there's so many good things about Animal Kingdom that I just absolutely love. And then I, of course, love Magic Kingdom. But here's the thing about Magic Kingdom. There's not that many places to eat at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah,
And I
that's
enjoy
true.
the food at Animal Kingdom more than Magic Kingdom. And I think that's what sends it over the edge in the ranking for me. So I think before we end this Disney discussion, Scrimpy, we should talk about maybe some funny or good Disney memories, stories. What are our crazy Disney stories? Do we have any? I can think of one off the top of my head.
So the big family trip that we went on,
yeah, that's the one.
it was for spring break. And Maile insisted, I did not ask, insisted that she would pack for both of us because she wanted to be able to organize the suitcase, get everything settled. I was like, fine. Then I saw her packing. He was like, hey, will you pack me at least one pair of jeans and shoes and socks? And she said, no. It's going to be beautiful. It's spring break. It'll be fine. And I said, please, just one. She's like, there's not room. No. So we get there, and it's 50 degrees. And then our Epcot day, where we're staying for the fireworks, it drops into the 40s, and I'm in shorts and a T-shirt.
You guys, he was so cold in shorts and
Miserable.
a T-shirt and sandals. I felt so horrible. So I go to the gift shop and scrounge around.
There's no sweaters or jackets because, once again, spring break.
For anything I could find that would keep him warm. I come up with a tiny blanket that was like if you spend this much money, you get this blanket for $20 or whatever. And some Star Wars PJ pants. So there's a picture
of me bundled up, miserable.
If I can find it, I'll put it right here so you can see.
And then the next morning, we get to Animal Kingdom, and it's still very cold. But thank goodness I have my Star Wars pajama pants. So we go to the gift shop and get me it was a 2-pack, to their credit, 2-pack of $17 Disney socks.
Ridiculous.
And a pair of shoes that were like $60.
Yeah. Crazy. All because I refused to pack you any
just one pair
tennis
of
shoes or jeans. I'm sorry
shoes.
about that. That was all my fault.
It's a funny
R.I.P.
story, though. We all survived.
Yeah, we survived. You know what one of my best Disney memories is?
What?
On that same trip, I think it was that same trip, it had warmed up just enough for us to ride. It was us and all of my cousins who are right around my same age to ride the
raft ride in Animal Kingdom.
Kali River Rapids.
Yeah.
I know the name of it. Do you not?
You were pausing. You paused because I thought you were trying to think of it, and I was trying to help. But
I was going to see if you knew the name of it.
No.
Kali River Rapids, which is one of my favorite rides. I love that ride so much. But it was like 65, maybe 70 degrees. It was not warm enough to ride this ride. So
but
there
also
was
the water
no
was very
line.
cold.
Yeah, the water was freezing. There was no line. So we hop on. It's like us.
I wasn't on there. I didn't do it.
You didn't do it?
No, it was you and the cousins because I was already so cold and miserable. I was like, I don't want to get wet.
It was me and my cousins, and I think my mom and my Aunt Nikki, too. And we went on. It was walk on because no one was going on it. We rode it once, and then we were like, let's go again. So we got back in line and did it again. We ended up doing that ride like 5 or 6 times right in a row. And we were just cackling. We were laughing at the top of our lungs. It was hysterical. We were all freezing. We were soaking wet, but it was just so fun. And the employees running that ride were having the best time, just like letting us right back on. Like, it was so fun. Just such a good Disney memory.
I remember why I didn't go on that ride with you, and your dad was not on the ride with you. That's back when I still smoked.
Oh, yeah.
And so there would be points where me and your dad would walk away from the group to go find the smokers area because Disney back then still had smokers areas in the park.
It's a smoke-free campus now.
And it was so funny to like look at my phone because during that trip, I would take like 50 to 60,000 steps a day because we would be on this side of the park and the smoker section would be over here. And so it would just be like back and forth like 4 times throughout the day.
Eric doesn't smoke anymore in case you're worried, but...
So,
I love Disney. We have a bajillion memories we could tell you about, and maybe we'll do a part 2 where we debate a little bit more Disney versus Universal. We'll see. But that is our Disney love. Thanks for chatting about Disney World with me, Scrimpy.
always, anytime. You're welcome.
What do they need to remember to do?
Smash the like button and the subscribe button.
Definitely subscribe so you don't miss any more of our fake podcast episodes that are just produced so professionally.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Bye.
Adios.
Oh my gosh.